Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Amber, and this is my sacred ministry. Today is June 1st, and it is a Monday. So we have a double new energy coming in. Monday is ruled by the moon, and the moon is currently in Sagittarius, which is my sun sign. We are just coming off of the full moon in Sagittarius, which was yesterday, which was also a blue moon, meaning that it is extremely rare. This full moon was the completion of what started in December of 2025. Now, I myself moved in December of 2025, went through the gamut of experience during that time. It was a monumental feat. And since December, it has been a battle, to say the very least. And this full moon being a completion tore my heart out and fed it to me. It brought up all of the things that hurt prior to show me the reason why those things took place in the first place. And it's also conjunct, or was conjunct, the black moon in Sagittarius. So Lilith, which is the shadow, the trauma, the darkness, okay, element, feminine, dark feminine, okay. The moon being the mother archetype, the energy of the feminine, nurturing, emotional, intuitive, feminine mother, at the top, that is, at the top of the hierarchy of the feminine archetypes is Mother Mary, the Holy Mother. Beneath her, there are others, but she sits at the top because she is perfected in virtue, perfected in grace. However, the black moon, represented by Lilith, is the dark mother, the mother who seeks to destroy out of pain. So that you have an understanding. It also represents both sides of the moon, or both sides of the coin. This looks not straight. How about that? Yeah, that's better. Which we experience in this third dimension, okay, is the light and the dark, both sides, opposing forces, okay? We are certainly seeing that in our reality currently, which was a theme, is a theme, because Sagittarius also represents freedom and truth and higher knowledge. In this situation, the moon was fully illuminated, meaning that everything was revealed. Emotional, meaningful things, traumas that were not yet closed out came in like a hurricane. All right. And I can only speak for myself, but it was profound. Oh my God, my ear hurts. The energy is so strong between these solar forces, okay, the Christ forces, and the influences of the spheres, which, for the record, represent the heavenly realms. The cosmos are the heavenly realms. Two names for the same thing. Or a third, the hierarchy of angels. Every sphere or planet is a physical marker for an energy that develops us. Okay? And every sphere is ruled over by angels. There's nothing evil about the cosmos. On the contrary, this is the heavenly realms. And our system is set up like a school on purpose. So we are learning, we are developing, we are growing and expanding. And we are currently sitting at a very pivotal time. And that full moon was a big deal. Once in a lifetime type of experience. Okay. How? Hold on. The energy in the field is so strong. I can physically feel it hitting me at this point. And all of my well, not all of my centers, but my mind, my third eye, my ears, okay, which is linked to the third eye, my throat and my heart right now, chest pain. I mean, I have my moonstone on, which definitely helps a lot. And I have my aquamarine. Okay. This is the crystal for Venus, represents love, divine feminine. On a scientific level, moonstone protects the heart field from disruption from the solar rays. Okay. It is one of the stones because it represents the moon. The moon protects the earth. It is a protective force, which is why it's a mother archetype. There's nothing evil about the moon. The moon is beautiful. However, the moon is strict and powerful. She impacts us significantly. Okay. Currently, well, this morning, the moon was at 23 degrees of Sagittarius. I don't have my computer in front of me, but it's near that, I'm sure. Conjunct the black moon at 18 degrees, which is the number associated with the moon. Today is an 8-day numerologically. Key themes: abundance. And then I barely slept last night, for one. I've been up since just before 7, which is shocking because I was in extreme pain in my back all night. Maybe one of the reasons I got up so early, because I was thinking about ibuprofen and coffee. But more than that, so much information is coming through. It's rapid fire. Rapid fire. I'm getting the 8 of Wands from the tarot, which is a lot of energy coming at you. Fire hose type of energy. Communication. Passionate communication. All from one source or multiple sources. But all of it coming to you at once. It's seen as a very positive card, though. And it represents Sagittarius as well. So that makes sense. So key themes: rapid movement, communication, progress, opportunities, offers. Also got 444 right away this morning. Your angels are with you and protecting you. Everything that's happening is by divine design. Now, I also got the angel number 808, as well as 650 and 123. I'll go over those in a moment. Okay, so the sun is currently 11 degrees of Gemini, and it is sextiling Saturn at 12 degrees. God moves you when you need to be moved. This past lunation, which we're still in the energy of, changed us, or is in the process of changing us, bringing clarity, okay, and a whole lot of feelings. A whole lot of feelings. But truth. Truth represents God. God is truth. Truth is loving in and of itself, even if it's very painful initially. At least you're not believing in a lie, which is a deeper betrayal down the road. God moves you when you need to be moved. The new foundation is forming to support a higher, more aligned path. All of the things that left your life did so because they are not meant for your future. I mean, we know this to be true, but in moments of extreme pain, emotional pain, it is completely natural to feel victimized, to feel traumatized. And there's nothing wrong with that. And at some point, when you are ready, and not before, whether it takes a minute, an hour, a day, or 20 years to heal something, when you finally reach the other side and come back into the light, there is an understanding of why it had to be that way. The bigger picture is revealed. Sagittarius, bigger picture. A lot of bigger pictures were revealed. And things that we're revisiting that we already closed out and felt like, yeah, I'm good with that. I understand. I'm good. Oh no, this moon was a grave digger. Came in, dug up all the pain. And you had to review it again, experience it again. From a different perspective, yes. Okay. But it was to fully complete it this time and to view it on the other side with love and compassion. So that we're not only are we not taking the situation, but we're not harboring anything within us either. A full release. Okay. God's laws are above man's. This is becoming abundantly clear. We already know this, but not everyone understands that when it comes down to it, God's law stands above all else. Period. This is God's kingdom. It is His law. Now, we can choose to follow it or not. We have free will. And if we choose not to, there are consequences, just like with man's laws. God's laws affect your soul, though. Okay? God moves with impact. And when I tell you, in my experience, in my hardest moments, when I am absolutely torn to the floor, which is what happened to me recently with this moon. And God comes in with reassurance because I know that it is absolute. I have like an eyelash in my eye. Something is in my eye. Okay. That was it. Anyhow, the level of comfort that I feel cannot be described in words. It is holy light. It is security to a level that is beyond physical form, expands beyond this dimension. Christ is so big. It's too big for us to comprehend, to conceive with our mind. This is why we have the cosmos. This is why we have the hierarchy of angels, to step it down for us so that we can perceive it. There are so many ways in which it is stepped down so that we can conceptualize God. This is why we have a guardian angel or a personal angel. That angel is, hearing the word fused, merged with us to a degree, depending on, where you're at spiritually. And they give you information. They receive and feed it to you in such a way that you can understand it. It's like a filter. It's a protection, obviously, guardian angel. My guardian angel is Archangel Michael. Archangels are also known as the spirits of fire. I'm a fire sign. Not only am I a fire sign, but I am ancient. My soul is ancient. We've been here before. And this time around, I did not come to clear my own karma. I came to clear my lineage. And because that's the case, my heartbreak had to be all the way to the floor, to the foundation, because it had to change my foundation. It had to impact my foundation, my very core, my root, to clear the energy, to break the pattern, to break the chain. And God knew I could do it. Apparently, my soul knew I could do it. My present self barely made it through it. Literally barely. And it was interesting because the sun is in Gemini. This is the mind, right? Mentally experiencing the heartbreak, the sense of complete betrayal to my very first moment of life. I felt like my mind would flip, like my mind would break if I didn't really focus moment after moment after moment. I could not let myself wander because I was so close. And I thought to myself, this is what it feels like. to have your entire life feel like a lie. In some kind of a way, a deception that has been present since birth. A deception that you believed in, that you loved, that brought you safety, was a deception the entire time. It's crazy. Now, this particular lunation really brought up home and family topics. Okay. But they needed to be closed out. And on the other side, I feel freedom, which is what Sagittarius is. Freedom. And God confirmed everything. On the other side, God confirmed everything. Yesterday, wow. I've never been alone. I've always been so loved and supported. And I have multiple angels that are with me at all times. Now, they change, with the exception of Archangel Michael. Other ones come and go. But there's always 444. That's my angel number. It's literally in my birth chart, which is literally being activated in our current astrological chart. There's that too. It's all just jumping off, popping off. 8 of Wands, everything coming at you at once. Feels like an initiation, if I'm being completely honest. It was wild too. Anyhow, God's laws are above man's laws. Tell the truth. You are safe. You will be protected. You will be told. You will be moved. You will be guided. The sun is conjunct Uranus now at 2 degrees. I feel like every degree Uranus hits is just going to be like this whole thing. I mean, we're only at the 2nd degree at this point. But this is the awakener. This is the tower moment. This is the planet that comes in and removes the thing that will impact you profoundly, that you refuse or are not capable of shifting for yourself. Let me repeat that. Whether you're refusing to do it or it's beyond your control, in which case it's likely harming you. If it's beyond your control and it needs to shift, it's not a good thing. If it is within your control and it needs to shift, it's an attachment, something that brings you comfort that actually is detrimental, is blocking you. Uranus comes in, wipes it out. No warning, lightning planet. It is the higher mind, higher self, higher intelligence. At 2 degrees, this is new partnerships that are meant for impact. Think of the time that we're in. Great minds think alike. Okay? This is the awakened mind. Innovative ideas moving us into a more harmonious future. It is an answer to the dying system. Quote, don't call out the bad until you have a solution to upgrade or transform it. There are 3 types of people currently. There are those that are part of the team that is currently causing chaos and destruction. Okay? There is good guys who are calling out all of the bad things, conspiracy theorists. And then there is another portion of the pie, the beings who are here to uplift. These beings are coming in not only to call out the dysfunction, but to replace it with a solution that makes it a scenario where we don't have to fight against the darkness, the death, the corruption, the lies, the manipulation, the absolute filth, sadistic energy. We don't have to fight it. We can simply choose the light. The option is being provided. We're not just being told that is horrific. And then we sit there like, well, it's the only thing we got kind of feeling. No. The answer's being provided simultaneously here. Well, not simultaneously. Well, yeah, for some people, because those who haven't been through it yet are actually lucky in the way that when they go through that betrayal, there will already be a life raft ready and waiting. They may actually avoid the tragedy by seeing a better path and just choose it out of their own free will. The rest of us had to go through the train wreck, which was very not fun. So the portion of individuals globally, human beings who have a higher attunement to the spiritual forces that are led by the heart. 3443, led by the heart. There's a message there, angel number 3443, referring to what I was just talking about. I don't know. These beings are coming forward with solutions, which is such a mercy to humanity. Many of these people would be considered a conspiracy theorist, myself included. At this point, conspiracy theorist basically means truth teller, because most of the conspiracies have been proven correct. I mean, other than the ones that are clearly not from a sound mind. I'm not talking about those. Truth teller. Yes. We like truth tellers. Okay. And this also represents, oh my God, Neptune. I was looking at the chakras, a depiction of the chakras of the body, and the third eye, the violet color, spiritual connection. I'm thinking to myself, what planet is that? What planet is that? It's Neptune. It's Neptune. The vision, ruler of Pisces. I can't believe that I didn't come to that straight away. Neptune is now 4 degrees. 4 is representing foundation. Okay? We are building now. Receiving the instructions now to build the next higher expression of civilization. The earth herself is spiritualizing, and so are we. We must. Okay? This is for our development. We must release the things that are preventing the majority from evolving. Not the whole, but it has to lean towards evolution in order to evolve. The planet itself, okay? So, yeah, that's where I was. Okay. Spiritual centers require development. Well, that's accurate because the chakra situation happened after that, after I wrote this. Completely forgot that I wrote it. Mind and heart and vessel. So, third eye and crown. Neptune and the moon. Heart is the earth. And our vessel, our form, is our manifestation of the image of God. It is our temple. It houses our very sacred energy. It must be developed in order to transform. There is no other way of doing this. Attunement to the sun, to the Christ force, aligning your will with God's will to the degree that you are able. Understand that God is first. That is not negotiable. That is his first law. You cannot break that law. It's not actually lackadaisy and it doesn't matter. It does matter. It's the first and most important law because it aligns your life and it keeps you under his governance and protection. It's also his will is aligned with the reason you're here. Now, you could try to figure it out on your own. Most people do. And then there comes a moment, typically, in your 40s, where you come to an understanding like, okay, hopefully, not everyone, but, maybe it does matter. Maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I don't have to do it all on my own. Maybe there's a reason for all of these things in my life. Like maybe I could have something better. And you turn your face towards God and take him in. Son. That was a pretty powerful effect. That was pretty good. Timing of that was amazing. So we're attuning to the sun that is literally changing. Okay? It is changing our energy, changing the energy of the earth. I have full goosebumps. This next phase is a phase where we live harmoniously with Mother Gaia and God. You can do a lot of things harmoniously. This is not encroaching on free will. This is encroaching on evil dominating the sphere. Those days are rapidly ending because it's time. And God's law is higher than man's law, more powerful than man's will. Period. That's it. God is at the top. As it's nice and bright. This is this everything I just said is coming out in this manner at this moment because the sun is at 11 degrees, which is higher path, justice, connection to spirit, alignment, trining Pluto. which is the revolution, the new version, completely new model. Okay? Spirit is in the room. The truth will restore you. It will revolutionize you. It will tear you down and build you back better, stronger, more aligned to your destined path. Quote, the world is not ending. It's just beginning. I mean, unless you're a demon, then it's probably going to suck. But for the rest of us, it's just beginning. Because when you know who you are, it's like you finally get full control of the character. You can finally, you have full access. Whoa. Full access, which is not something that is given without God, because God, Christ, gives you responsibility. You do not get access without learning responsibility. Highest good. God's will. There is a misconception that evil is winning because they are loud and intentionally in your face. Zoom out. They're not winning, and they're only doing that because they're losing, because they are less powerful. They know this. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're just showing us who they are. You will know them by their fruit. For me, that is the most impactful statement. Teaching that provides endless insight and clarity for me. Nothing else needs to be said. Nothing else needs to be said. Crystal clear. Okay, so the moon in Sagittarius was also opposite, is currently opposite Mercury. Here we go. This is why I told Spirit before I hit record that I wanted to keep it under 40 minutes. And I had a feeling that I didn't even know what I was getting into. Like, you don't even know yet, but it'll be fine. You'll be all right. Mercury, 0 degrees, 0 minutes, 000. Archangel Gabriel, present. God's angel, the messenger. Amazing and so powerful. I have full chills. Archangel Gabriel is also a lunar angel. So, it makes sense. Zero degrees is unlimited potential. Full access. Full access. And the time starts now. What are you going to do with it? So much information is available for you to develop. And the information, the solutions are being provided. We're going to talk about some of them here in a second. This is going to be a long video. Okay. We'll see here. It is putting a spotlight. Mercury at 0 degrees of Cancer is putting a spotlight on the moon. And what the moon is revealing. This lunation specifically. And Chiron is trining the moon, the wounded healer. And Lilith is conjunct the moon, the wounded feminine. All of it came up. To break you free from all of your limitations. To tear you down to the floor. To build you back. And typically my information is usually ahead of time for most. So if you haven't been through this yet, understand that this is the chrysalis moment, the butterfly moment. It's an initiation. I have full chills. Visibility. Your time to shine. The sun. Your brilliance. Archangel Uriel. The light of God rules over Uranus. Brilliance. Okay, so I'm just going to read what I wrote here. Chiron 20, no, I'm skipping something. Well, a lot. Moon, the moon opposite Mercury, 0 degrees, Cancer. And quincunxing, I don't know that word. I'm not good with that word. Aspecting Jupiter at 24 degrees of Cancer. This is intuitive insight is spot on accurate. Quote, you were right. When you spoke your heart, you were correct. Chiron 29 degrees, sextile Mercury, and Chiron trining the moon. You've been walking through darkness to develop your spiritual sight. Now the proof and the support arrives to confirm it. Mercury square Neptune, Venus square Saturn, Mars square Pluto. It's been hard. A square is a challenge. It's adversity. These are our personal planets. This has felt like a personal attack. This has felt like an humiliation ritual. Just constant resistance. It's been hard. We can recognize that. It's been painful. It needed to be. It needed to impact you deep enough to change you. I'm not going to get emotional. I felt that. I feel this moment. Now, angel number 808. Another reason, well, hold that thought. Another reason why I feel this moment is because the poles are shifting. So very literally, on all energetic levels, we are going to feel this. But it's because the earth is spiritualizing. This is not catastrophe. This is improvement. But yeah, it is change for sure. Which is why we're getting solutions now. Okay. Angel number 808. A powerful spiritual message indicating that financial abundance, infinite possibilities, and positive changes are on the horizon. It serves as a reminder to the universe to balance your hard work. Serves as a reminder, probably from the universe, to balance your hard work with self-care, ensuring you maintain healthy boundaries in your daily life. Also indicates that you're on the right track. Embrace the journey. It's been a journey. Prosperity and financial stability are approaching. Like I mentioned earlier, we're not focusing on fighting the darkness. Rather, we are choosing the light. We are choosing alignment. Okay? Eyes on God. Jeremiah 29, verse 11 through 13, quote, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." Amen. That one hits. Also, speaking of the massive shift and possible unpleasant experiences of some evil intentioned and acting people, karmic balance is here, approaching, going to be big. We've been hearing this. I know I've been saying it. Verse 23. First of all, when I got verse 11, it was so wonderful. And then I went to read the whole chapter, and I was like, wow. That took a turn. And it's accurate. I'm not going to read it right now. But if you're interested, Jeremiah chapter 29. Is accurate. Okay? But I am going to read verse 23. I believe this was the final verse, but now I can't think. Quote, "For they have done outrageous things in Israel. They have committed adultery with their neighbors' wives, and in my name they have uttered lies, which I do not authorize. I know it and am witness to it, declares the Lord." Right. So, very quickly, I want to touch on solar power technology once again, because I got some clarity about the reason why it's so important is beyond that it solves the energy crisis, which is fundamental. It is the answer to the energy crisis. And if you're still here at 1 hour and 3 minutes, then this is for you. It ushers in a new time. It is the mandatory change for us to evolve and develop, and the earth as well. Because, hold on. Where did I write this? It changes the electric pollution on the planet that is currently increasing, which causes chaos in the field, in our field, and in the earth. And the darkness rises because of that. The current energy crisis is absolutely intentional. It causes chaos to grip humanity because we're dependent on it. Not only is there another choice that is solar power, that is abundant, it is God. So when we harness that energy and use it, that is the dominant energy on the planet and in our bodies. And we shift the dynamic and we go up. And we're at the time just before the introduction of the antagonist force as an incarnated being. (2032) is the projected incarnation of the Antichrist. When a being takes a physical form, their energy is at its peak. So we're receiving the beginnings of the energy now, which is why we're being asked to shift. Because if we are under the thumb when this incarnation comes in, we won't be able to see anything else. And that incarnation leads to destruction and death. But it is a tool of development. It is a force that we have to experience in order to learn how to work with it, in order to learn what it is. We have to experience it. It refines us. It develops us. We've already had that lower force in Lucifer. He incarnated first. Lucifer is a being, a fallen angel, yes. And he incarnated, which means his energy was fully on the planet physically. He's not the same as Ahriman, though. It is Christ that had his incarnation next, 2,222 years ago. Balance 222. Divine masculine. The return of that force that was so profound when Jesus incarnated and embodied God physically on the planet, was its most potent. And then his actual blood went into the earth, the physical ground, shifted the trajectory of the planet's descent and started the upward. Changed the energetic body of Earth and put it on its trajectory to eventually become a star. And that was a physical event. Regardless of belief structures or opinions. That physically happened. Christ aligns us properly, teaches us responsibility, which is key when facing any kind of deception or deceptive force. Responsibility, that characteristic alone does like 80% of the work. It's so important. Lucifer taught us no responsibility. None. Just do whatever you want. Just be happy and, engage in everything. Okay? That's what he did. Christ brought us responsibility that we develop over time. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. 111. It's not what I was intending, but that was wow. I hope that you receive this with an open heart and that it brings you comfort. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you soon.